Evening, everybody, and welcome to a very rare live stream on my channel. I don't live stream very much. Two reasons. It's a ball ache getting everything set up. Welcome to a very let me just mute me.
You literally said that you'd mute that.
No, I couldn't until
that's why he doesn't live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. They're a ball ache to set up. I can't just use my crappy onboard Mac camera because it's not very good. Got to do it properly, and also it's time. Live streams take up a lot of time. An hour for a live stream, which is what we're thinking about doing tonight, goes like that.
Yeah,
when you're live streaming, but an hour,
especially when you're drinking.
Yeah. Some live streams are 3, 4, 5 hours, aren't they? So
yeah, some are marathons, aren't they? They're wild. But we're not going to be doing that today. You've only got us for another 59 minutes, and there will be no drinking. I'm over 6 months now. I've told you this. I'm nearly at 7, and you know what? I don't even miss it anymore.
Yeah,
I think that
they say it takes 3 months to create a new habit, to create those pathways. Those new neural pathways in your brain, and once you've done that, you've sort of cracked it, really, with anything like quitting drinking, smoking. And so if you've gone 6 months, you're at that stage where your body's no longer sort of thinking, I want it, I like it, I need it.
Yeah.
And you're functioning perfectly well, and you're feeling the benefits mentally and physically.
Oh, yeah.
So
I feel so much
probably
better.
Thinking, do I even want to ever go back?
What was the point of all that? Yeah. I mean, I would still like to do the thing where you and me are in Edinburgh on my 30th, if it's possible, and we complete that time loop. We haven't even, me and Megan went past that bar. So for those of you who don't know, the last time, it's live. It's live. We're all here.
Jezza the Champ, we are live. Good evening, Jezza. Good evening, Nigel. You were the first to tune in. It's been a long time, Nigel, since we've had a chat. So nice to see you here.
Speaking of Jezza, he gave 100 quid today. The Jezza.
Did he?
The Jezza. Yeah, he gave 100 quid on the Kickstarter.
Bloody cheapskate. He's a millionaire, isn't he?
I was like, why don't you just give me one of your Ferraris and I'll figure it out?
No, that's great. No, that's really
no,
good.
For real. Like that was, I slipped it into conversation in an email because we always talk about maybe going back to LA and then it doesn't happen and whatever. But I just went, oh well, speaking of LA, I'm doing a film and if you want to put like £1 or anything like that towards it, I'd be happy. Which is actually genuinely true. That's not even a lie because it all adds up in the end. And he was just giving the most Jeremy reply ever. He was like, "Oh, this is your power. Filmmaking is your power. I give you 100 great British pounds. There you go." And I was like, "Oh, bro, you didn't even have to do that. So thank you. Like, what an absolute, what a lad for doing that."
Well, but, you've supported him, and so it's something that he knows is very close to your heart. You're very passionate about this new film project, which you need to properly tell me about in a second. So he understands that, and he realizes that let's give George an opportunity, because to get opportunities in the film world, it's so hard. And you're doing the right thing. You've got to film it. You've got to fund it yourself. Because no matter how many scripts you shop around, no matter how many people you try and convince with your idea, it's easier to just go and make it yourself if you can raise the money. And that's where Kickstarter comes in. By the way, if anyone has not contributed, even a small amount, small or large, whatever, to George's great new short film idea, which he's going to tell us about in a second. If at any point you like the idea of it and you like the idea of supporting George, who would not like that idea, the link is in the description, so you can click through that, get to the Kickstarter link.
Right there. Bang.
Right there. And drop him a little bit of financial support for his latest venture, because if you like his I'm taking an angle on this, George.
Okay.
If people like your fragrance content, then you will be more motivated and happier to create that content if you're also doing the other part of your filmic passions, making your films. So you're more likely to get more fragrance content from George if you donate to his Kickstarter. There we go.
I don't know if I like that pseudo blackmail of an audience. Look, here's the truth. Here's the truth. I love doing Fragrance Apprentice. Well, my spin, if you want to do it like that, is Fragrance Apprentice people. I don't know if I should call them fans because it just feels weird saying that. But Fragrance Apprentice supporters, my Fragrance Apprentice army or navy or whatever, because Jeremy's already got his army. My Fragrance Apprentice navy. Does that work? I don't know. My Fragrance Apprentice. But whoever, they're already sort of part of this
in the navy,
in the navy, right? They're already part of this journey anyway. Because I was thinking about this. I was speaking to Fiona, the actress, who's going to be playing Ellen in the film. That people's reactions to all of the stuff that I've ever done has kind of taught me how to make films. They taught me how to become a better content creator, because I did all the film stuff that I did when I was younger, and I'm still doing it now with the Fragrance Apprentice, and it could have just gone really, really badly, and people could have been like, who the hell is this guy? This guy sucks, and I've got no subscribers, and it would have just all fallen apart. But that didn't happen. I got people who are really, really passionate and care about the cinematic content. And so that was a kind of green light to me of going, okay, well, actually, I do know what I'm doing. I'm going to try and do this film. And we could kind of get into the fact that look, for those of you who don't know, the amount of scripts that I've sent this guy and said, we're going to do this, and that just doesn't happen. I'm not even ashamed to say that, because that is the reality of when you're trying to make films yourself, and when you're trying to do stuff yourself, and you're trying to get stuff out the ground, not off the ground, out the ground. You have to dig first a hole because it's in there, deep buried in the earth. And I've said to Chris, well, we're going to do this, and it just doesn't happen. But it's
hard,
it's really tough. But so that's why I decided to really put my back into doing the Kickstarter and trying to do it. Like, I thought, look, this is something I actually really, really, I care about all the film projects, but I felt that this was it. Like, this was the project that would actually be good enough to do, and it looks as though it would do great on the cinema screen, and it's very me, and it's very what I want to do, and so that's
Definitely.
when
and doable as well. It's
yes,
it's a doable project. It's not sort of so ambitious and out there that it would cost millions of pounds. It's you can do it. You budgeted it all out for the 25 grand that you need for the Kickstarter. George, in a second, just tell everyone that's joining in about the project. But let's just say hi to a few people in the room.
And thank you, Nigel. Thank you for donating.
We've got I can't. How do we pronounce this? Mongenosis YT. I think Robert Duncan, Kevin Hawthorne from Florida. Hi, Kevin, big supporter of the channel. Jeannie 404 evening. Robert Duncan. I've already said him. SL the King, Comforting Sense. Tracy's in. A big long time supporter. And somebody has asked, good evening, you two. What is today's scent of the day? We did put Frags and Films on the title for this.
Well, that's totally fair enough.
We should sneak a few frags in there as well. What are you wearing tonight, George? I can see you've got a bottle there. Oh, rosé, Zaharoff. Yeah.
You showed it me. This is your fault.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? It's a good rose.
Fantastic. It's fantastic.
It's one of the best sellers. Have you tried tobacco yet?
Yeah.
Being a tobacco
and lavender. Tobacco and lavender, like, holy hell, it was so interesting. I spoke to George about that. I think that George is actually going to send me like a bottle of that, which is really, really kind of him. That's very lovely.
I'm draining mine. Let me show you. It's rare for me to go through bottles because I have so many of them. So to make a dent like that in my bottle.
Damn.
and I've
That
only had
is
it a few weeks. I've got
that's
fragrances
crazy.
I've had for years on here
Yeah.
that haven't had that much. It's so up my street. It's a light, versatile tobacco fragrance. It's not heavy, so I think I could probably wear this most of the year round as well. And
It isn't too heavy. I was
my,
expecting it to be like, really out there, but it wasn't. So
no,
it was very,
it's
very
not too
nice.
deep, is it? It's not too rich.
No.
It's just very, very lovely and wearable. My scent of the evening is one that I know you're a big fan of, George.
I am now. It is good. It is very good. I just did not get it. I just did not get it at first. Just didn't get it.
Sorry, I was just loving the bokeh on the 50mm lens I've got on there. But yeah, you didn't like.
You know something? I might have to ask you to provide the camera for this film that we're doing, as soon as you're just showing off here.
This lens I've got on here, I'm going to make
Yeah.
a video about this on my other channel. The
Yeah.
50mm, the Nifty 50, is
The
one
Nifty
of the
50.
cheapest, but one of the best looking lenses you can buy. Honestly, I've got a lens that is about £2,000, a Sony G Master.
Yeah.
And the one I'm on now, the 50mm, is about 150 quid.
Very nice.
The difference is in price. When you look at the quality, it's crazy. Anyway, La Malle Parfum, you've grown to like this, George. What changed your mind?
Megan really likes it.
Hey, if the girl in your life likes it, it's always
if the boss likes it. If the boss likes it, then that's it. You just gotta give in and enjoy it. So there you go. Right.
Someone said, will this be uploaded afterwards? Now, I haven't used StreamYard for a while. It did say on this free version that it wouldn't record the show. So whether that's just StreamYard that doesn't record it or YouTube, I'm assuming YouTube will keep this recorded.
I did a StreamYard the other day, and it went onto my channel. Okay.
So yes, TNG, to answer your question, should remain uploaded afterwards.
Speaking of TNG, you need to watch Picard Season 2.
Yeah, no. Surely that doesn't stand for the next generation, but
my dude, that episode, that second episode of Picard, I'm not even kidding you. It's the best episode of Star Trek I've seen in 20 years.
Wow.
And I've seen it's been like, I like Discovery. I have an appreciation for Discovery, but it just didn't feel like Star Trek in that classic way that you and I love with Next Generation. It's a different beast.
And it's been harder to watch Discovery this time because it's not been on Netflix. They put it on a different channel that you have to watch as it's broadcast live. It's not a catch-up service.
No.
So
that's not very nice.
I've not seen the new Discovery, but I'm really looking forward to Picard. And since you're raving about it, I'm looking forward to it even more now.
I couldn't believe it. And I actually had to watch it twice today to just be like, oh my God, that's Star Trek. And that's the Star Trek that you and I love. Nothing against Discovery, and I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds. But it's all good. It's all very good.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember you saying the first series of Picard.
Yeah.
First couple of episodes you loved. You were like, this is great. And then I think your enthusiasm about it just tailed off a bit, didn't it? As the series went on.
It became, have you seen season 1?
Yeah.
I just thought it became really depressing and on Star Trek like.
Yeah.
I liked that first episode. The second episode worried me of the first season, and then it just got weird. And I think that the moment that I mentally checked out of that was because I was a Voyager fan. I'm bigger a Voyager fan than Next Generation, as you know. And they just killed off Icheb in one of the episodes. Picard, like 7 of 9, just murders Icheb. And I just thought, what? I get it. I think that the real actor who played Icheb said some, I don't know, unpolitically correct stuff and whatever. And, make of that what you will. I don't really have an opinion on that, but don't hurt the character. Don't, like, the character and the actor who portrayed the character. they're two different things.
Yeah.
Have some respect for the characters that have been created, and they got a different actor to play this character in the one scene, and then he got killed off. And I thought, well, what's the waste? If you want to recast the character, fine.
Yeah.
You know, but you make the character. If you want to spite the actor for some weird reason, then make the character good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just all weird.
I Smell here says Raised by Wolves, best sci-fi show currently available. Is that the Ridley Scott one or not? Raised by Wolves, can't remember.
Don't know.
Let's just have a look at that, because if it is, I didn't hear great things about that other than I Smell's recommendation. But if it isn't that one, then I will have to try. It is the Ridley Scott one. Yeah. I heard some people saying it wasn't great, but I mean, everyone loves different things. A great one on Apple, if you haven't seen it, if you like good, hard, solid sci-fi, Foundation. Awesome. Really, really good, epic science fiction concepts. Brilliant. I love that one.
I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah. And I saw The Batman yesterday. I watched The Batman, the new one. And it's pretty good. It's very dark and sort of dreary. There's no levity to it. Well, there's a couple of moments, but so someone said, what would Bruce Wayne wear? Well, I mean, depends which iteration of Bruce Wayne you're talking about. The new one, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious thing would be to go, oh yeah, Alexandria's the Dark Knight. But you know what? I'm going for, because he's such a so there's the Nirvana track. A Nirvana track is played a lot in it. It's a very sort of dour, mopey sort of film, dark, grungy. So I'm going to go with Renier's Behike.
Of course,
our current version of Bruce Wayne.
Mate, if these Batman films get any grittier, I'm going to be shoveling them onto the road so that I can get my car out when it snows.
Yeah, it can't get more gritty than the new one. Honestly, it is pretty. It's like it rains through the whole film. It is pure.
Yeah, grit. I heard that. I'm just not interested. I've done it with Batman. You know what I mean? I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've just seen it. I've seen how many bloody Batmans can we have in a lifetime? You know, I'm Batmaned out, and like I said, it's just getting so gritty. You know,
yeah.
How much more gritty can we get? Can we stop? Can we? You know, it would be refreshing if we got a fun Batman again.
They have to go gritty, don't they? Because they've been to the Joel Schumacher ridiculous comic book. You know, the Arnie one where he was Mr. Freeze.
I missed that now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to miss that.
I mean, that is like one end of the spectrum, and then you've got the new one, the Batman, on the complete opposite. So you've got complete opposites and everything in between now in terms of Batman. I don't know where else you can go. Lego Batman.
To bed.
But you know, they've even done a load of those, haven't they? But maybe that's the way forward. And someone mentioned this is weird. The House of Siage tie-in with Batman. They did one for The Greatest Showman, didn't they? I never smelled it. But they're this luxury brand, which I have. This is one of my favorites from them. Number one. Get my head out of the way. They have done a tie-in with the Batman. House of Siage, this very expensive luxury fragrance brand. I've got one of these bottles with a bat on the front. It's random.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I hope it smells good. Yeah. Now, so we've got a few more people in the room. I just want to remind everyone, George's Kickstarter link he dropped it in the chat, but it is in the description. We want to try and get George up to the amount. You're about a third there.
Over a third, yeah.
You're over a third now.
We're trying to get to halfway now.
We're going to talk a little bit about your project, and hopefully, if it interests anyone who's watching the chat, they can drop into the Kickstarter through the link and show you a little bit of support. So this came as a bit of a surprise to me. We're just hanging out Friday night. We're just hanging out, and you said you sprung this on me. This was a surprise, wasn't it? This is not. You talked to me about other projects,
Yeah.
but this one you didn't. You just kept it hidden, and then
Yeah.
one day you just went, "Oh yeah, I've got this Kickstarter for this new project I'm doing," and it looks great. You mentioned it is everything that is you. It's everything you're interested in. It's sci-fi. It looks quirky. It really looks like, to me, a really good George project. So when did you have the initial idea for it's from here to there, right?
So let's first go back in time. I did a film called Grace, which was absolutely sort of not like me in a way. It's kind of funny that you should mention that. I didn't ask anybody. I didn't do a Kickstarter for that because I just genuinely thought I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to ask anybody for money because it was a first short film that I'd done since a film that I did ages ago called Teapot, which was essentially a student film. And so we did Grace. And to be completely honest, that was a whole messy thing because I didn't realize this at the time, but I was about to get like seriously ill. 3 weeks after we shot Grace, I ended up in the hospital with pericarditis. And halfway in between hospital visits, I was editing the film, which was not a good thing to do, not a wise thing to do. And I just think that I think I underestimated what it took to really sort of step up the game with the film. And I was still treating it as like a YouTube thing. And so we did it. It was good, but it was not enough money to do it. And we did it. But I probably learned more lessons on that film on that film shoot than I did in like 2 years of film school. And it got out. It actually got to like Rome Film Awards recently. This was 2 days ago.
That's great.
And that was great. But I wasn't happy with it, as you know. And I went, I know, because Grace was kind of like a Ken Loach kitchen sink drama. And I thought, I want to do something that's fun now. And Jesus, what we need more than anything is films and entertainment that's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
In the world, we want. I think that people want more stuff that's actually like you watch it and you feel good, and you feel as though
fun escapism. Yeah.
Fun, light escapism.
Yeah.
And I was walking down. There's this path that has a river, which is near where my parents live. With my parents at the moment, we're moving to Edinburgh next week, as you know. So that's wild.
You've got a flat sorted, have you? I didn't know you'd
got everything. Got pretty much everything sorted. We're going next week.
Was it one of the ones that you went to look at when you were speaking to me, or a different one?
It's a bit complicated.
You'll have to tell me off there then.
Yeah, we made kind of relationships and friendships with some of the estate agents,
right? And
they kind of kept us in the loop. And some of the viewings are still virtual viewings because of COVID.
Right. Okay.
So it's all been kind of resolved. So, hello, Peter. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Pete.
So, I was walking down and I just thought, because I love traveling and everything like that, and the thought that went through my mind was, I wish I could just go somewhere. And then for some reason, my brain went, well, I could try and build a teleporter or something. And I have actual thoughts like that, and I take those thoughts seriously for about 5 minutes, and then I think, what am I doing? That's ridiculous. But I thought, well, what could I make a teleporter out of? If I could build one, and something like a beer keg came into my mind, and a calculator, and all that kind of stuff. And then it started playing out of this idea of this character who'd built a teleporter. And I thought, that's really doable, and that's really fun, and that works. And then I thought, well, why is he bringing it here? Why wouldn't he have gone home and tested it out himself? And I thought, well, it's because he's bringing it to a girl that he's trying to impress, and he wants to take her on the adventure. And so this little story started to unfold, and then I got excited about what would it look like, what would the teleport effects look like, what would happen if something went wrong. Would they go, like, what if something went badly wrong mid teleport? Where would they go? Would they be hurt? What's going on? And so suddenly this thing started going. I thought, well, it'd be great because it could do a bit in Edinburgh as well, because of course, like, that's where I'm moving to, so we could do a shoot then. And I liked it for two reasons. I liked it because it was fun, it was quick, and it would be fast paced. And two, and the reason why it's 20 grand is the effects. And don't worry, I won't be doing the effects, but I do know. I
was going to say, are you just going to be hammering away on After Effects?
No, dear God, no. I can do After Effects, and I know the basics, but I wanted to. I thought I got to hire people who are good at this and professional.
Yeah.
And
good call.
And so I started writing the script, and it's a weird thing because usually I would tell people, but I went, I'm not telling anyone about this one. I'm gonna just get it done. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell anybody because, unfortunately, and I'll hold my hands up, I have told people we're going to do this. I've been excited. It's been great. And then it doesn't happen. And it's usually because don't have the money, don't have the resources, don't have this, don't have that. And I went, okay, I want to do this script. It's fun. It's exciting. It's great. I thought even about post-credit scenes, like Marvel and things like that. And it has a fun story. And the story, if you boil it down, is this. Casper likes Ellen. Ellen doesn't like Casper. And so their journey isn't just through different places that we're going to go to. And there's lots of fun, crazy things that you can do. You can read the entire script on the Kickstarter if you want to. But Casper's going to learn to value himself as well as his creations.
Yeah.
And there's a really nice, lovely ending. He basically meets somebody else who is into him, and they go off on fun adventures themselves.
Cool.
And so it's fun, it's simple. And so that worked. And then I started tying it.
Can I suggest a tagline for you that you'll probably, you can use for free on the posters for this if you want. What did you say the name of the female character was?
Ellen.
Ellen. Yeah. So how about this, George? Right, you ready? All right. Casper can teleport anywhere in the world, but can he teleport into Ellen's affections? It's good, yeah? What do you think? You can use it.
I was gonna offer you a cameo in this film, but after that, I don't know about that.
I mean, take it or leave it.
Dear God, I'll leave it. But thank you.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'll use it for my project then.
Okay, fine. That's wonderful. You enjoy that. But you do have a cameo, and this is why he's. I didn't even ask you about it. I didn't offer you it. I then took 4 months out of my life to just write the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And get it perfect. And then we had to shoot the video on the green screen. I had to do all that kind of stuff, and it was a pleasure. It's not felt like it has felt like work. It has felt work in the way of it's been hard and tough, and I've had to earn it. But it's also kind of not felt like work in the way of this is something I actually really want to do. And this is a film that I actually feel as though this can be made and it can be done. So did all that. Didn't tell you. Didn't even mention it, which is very unlike me.
Yeah.
And then started doing casting, and casting was awful because it was like, I'm casting people, but this might not work. Anyway, then I started to tot up the budget, and I know actually how to professionally. I took 4 weeks for a guy to teach me how to do a professional budget, and it started at like $8 grand. I thought, okay. And then I looked into it more and more, and then it became 10 grand. And then it became 15 grand. And then it became 18 grand.
Mm.
And I spoke to my co-director, Alan, and I said, I can't seriously ask people for like 20 grand. And I actually had an argument with him. I said, I think I'm going to just have to go for 15 on the Kickstarter, or maybe 10, because that's more realistic.
Yeah.
And he just said, okay, fine. But what do you want? Do you want to do this try and do this for 10 grand and it'll be kind of okay and whatever, and there'll be parts missing and you won't be able to get the green screen shots that you want to do, you won't be able to do the visual effects, you won't be able to get the time, because what you're really paying for is time. Budget equals time on a low budget film like this. It's going to take 7 days to shoot half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. And there's one day especially that's kind of like extra, that in some people could argue we don't need, but anything, well, you know this, anything can happen, especially when you're on location. What if it rains?
Yeah, that's a day gone.
It's just gone.
What if it rains for 7 days?
What if it rains for 7 days? Well, then we reschedule. That would probably be an easier thing to do. But what if it's 4 amazing days and then the final day it's just raining, or we lose either an actor or something like that? We've got to think about, what if somebody tests positive? There's all these kinds of things that could just throw a monkey wrench into it. And so I went, okay, it's 20 grand. And as soon as I hit launch project on the 20 grand, I just thought, this isn't going to happen. This is an absolute terrible mistake. Nobody's going to want to put money towards like my little film. You know, if I was, I thought to myself, if I was making my own fragrance, then that would probably do better. But I don't want to do a fragrance. I want to leave that to professionals. I didn't spend 3 years in perfume school. I spent 3 years at, 2 years at film school.
I mean, you could make a fragrance and sell it and make 25 grand to make a movie.
Yeah, but I'd rather be honest and say that's not me. I can't do it. I would not make the I wouldn't make a fragrance. I wouldn't know really what to do with that. Somebody said that to me. A guy who I won't say it, but a perfume brand owner who I mentioned this to. They said, well, if you made a fragrance with us, we could get you you could get the 20 grand and that'd be fine. I'd be like, but I don't want to do that. And I've said that I don't want to do that. And that's, that would just be sort of turning my back on.
I can't believe you turned Dior down, George. That's crazy.
Yeah. It was not Dior. It was not Dior. Dior. I don't think that Dior will be ringing me anytime soon to do anything.
Yeah.
So 20 grand is the pretty much the exact amount that we would need to actually get this done and to get this done properly. And we are nearly halfway. But
really? Nearly halfway?
Well, in my mind we are. In the optimistic brain we're over 1/3. Okay. So we're on £7,693. It would be great to get. So that's over 1/3. There's tons of rewards. Even if you put, here's the thing. Here's a big thing, and you get this. I'll just put the personal link. If people don't know, I'm asking you right now, those of you who are watching, if you could put something towards this, it would be amazing. It would be fantastic, because it's not just me. This would literally fund over 50 new jobs in the creative sector. And speaking to somebody who is also in the creative sector, jobs are hard to come by. I don't know why, but they are. So this isn't just about little George making his little film. No, you'll literally be putting 50 people into work who, are talented, who care, who deserve it, who, you'll literally be putting towards people's real incomes and putting food on the table. I'm not getting paid out of this. My payment is the film.
But I think, but you deserve it as well, George. If you tot up, I mean, what have you been doing YouTube for? 9? Did you say 9 years? 10 years?
8-9 years.
Yeah, 8-9 years. So the amount of hours that you've put into YouTube, if that were a regular job, I'm not even talking about a massively paid job. If that were a regular job, you would have earned way, way more than that 25 grand. The hours you put into YouTube, particularly when you're starting off and you're not making any money, you're giving free content to people. And even these days, even if we get a popular video, it doesn't make a lot of money. You know, a video that gets 20, 30,000 views just makes a few quid. It does not make a lot of money. So all the effort you've put into your content that people have enjoyed for free, then I think that's why I'm saying I think you deserve a little bit of payback and a little bit of support from all the hours that you've put into your channel to be able to make this film. And 25 grand might seem like a lot of money to people, but to make a film, that's still peanuts. Still not a lot of money.
I think that's probably like maybe Robert Downey Jr.'s lunch fee. On one day of the Avengers.
His starter of his lunch.
Yeah, the starter of his lunch. I want to say thank you to Matt. I know that you contributed. I really, really do appreciate it. And that's fantastic. That's wonderful. What people need to know, if you're watching this, I can see everybody's chatting about film, which is really, really cool. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Even if any of you put £2, like this is the thing that people don't understand. Even £2 does a tremendous amount because it adds to the Kickstarter algorithm. It gets us more featured, and it puts the project towards people who can put more towards it. So I'm not asking anybody to be putting 100 or 500 or although, and this is actually true if anybody's watching, if anybody has a spare grand lying around, if you put £1,000 towards this film, I will drive you to the premiere. That's actually true. That is actually in the rewards. You can look at it right now. For £3,000, you get to be in the film. That's crazy. But I think that only one person has taken the. There's 9 left with the grand reward. But yes, if you put £1,000 towards it, I will actually drive you to the premiere. That's not even a joke. I've got it all planned out. I've got it all figured out. Right now, it's just me and some guy who will remain nameless. But and you'll be at the premiere, won't you?
I hope to be. Yeah, if it's on a date that I'm around for sure, I'd love to.
Mate, I will make it work for you.
Okay,
I will make it work for you. Don't worry.
Well, in that case, I'll be there.
Listen, for Fragrance Apprentice fans, they're probably fans of Frag-MENTAL. People both love our work. Yeah. So yeah, but even £2.
Yeah, pay enough to come and see us at the premiere. That'd be great. We'll go out and have some drinks.
That would be great.
Frags and films.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But yeah, even £2 right now, it all adds up. It all adds up to something. So if you are a fan of film, which obviously people are, you will actually be contributing to making a film. That's a big, big thing.
Yeah, and potentially contributing to not only kickstarting this single project, but kickstarting a career trajectory for you, because this could be a calling card film for you. This could get noticed. Because I love the idea. I think that's when you were talking about fun and escapism, that's a brilliant place to start, because how many people, when they've been kids or even now, daydream about, oh, I'm stuck in this traffic jam, you know, if only my car could fly and I could just, you know, or if only I could fly, or, you know, if I could turn invisible. People have these weird little fantasies all the time. Your mind wanders. And being a fan of Star Trek, I have thought, if I could teleport, how good would that be? You know, imagine what that would do for the world in terms of commerce and business if you could teleport around. So Star Trek has sort of taken that concept and run with it, but they've not massively explored what a teleportation device would mean in a society that doesn't have any teleportation. And this sounds to me like what Casper has invented and discovered. And you're going to take that idea and run with it. And it sounds wonderful to me. It sounds like it's going to be just a proper adventure. I think it sounds fantastic.
I hope so. I've got you in mind for the cameo in Edinburgh. Have you read the script, or do you not want to read the script? Do you just want to see it?
I'm undecided. I'll read the script if
it gets funded.
If you want me to read the script.
Okay.
But if you don't, I almost
kind
want
of prefer
to come into the premiere fresh and with without any preconceptions or expectations. The problem is when you read a script, you visualize how you think it could be done or should be done or how you would do it. It's like if you read a book, if you fall in love with a book, for Harry Potter, for example, and then you go and watch the movie, and certain characters aren't done in the way that you visualize them, and certain environments don't look how your imagination produced them, you sort of potentially setting yourself up for a little bit of disappointment. So I'm a bit worried. I don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Well, in that case, no.
Maybe
don't read it then. Read it. Don't read it. Don't read it. Hopefully, go on.
I am quite interested though. Obviously, you talked about the special effects, and you're gonna source that out to a professional special effects company. Have you started asking companies yet about it, and how accurately have you visualized the special effects? And
we have
are there a lot, or is it sort of a minimal amount, but you feel like you've seen more than you have? You can sort of take that very cunning approach at using sound off, and so the effects essentially are happening off screen sometimes, so you make people think they've seen more than they have. Do you know?
I've seen we've got 4 people or 4 companies. Well, one is just kind of like a solo person. The other 3 is like a studio, and we're probably going to have one person specifically just doing the opening and closing titles, who did the graphic, the From Here to There graphic,
which is great.
She was really good. Yeah, I didn't do that. She did that. So we're going to have her do two people, do 2 different things. We've got different specialist visual effects people who will do separate things. The biggest thing that we're sort of wondering about is who's going to do sound design and who's going to do the audio mix, because the audio mix is so important in film. Like, I've learned so many times that an audience will forgive to a point, like visuals. They will not forgive you if your audio sucks. So we're going to have ADR days.
You got hit with audio challenges, shall we say, on Grace, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it sucked. It sucked. We needed ADR. We needed to do ADR, but we couldn't afford ADR because we only had $2,000. We only shot basically in a day and a half. We shot Grace. This is a 7.
You will almost certainly need ADR every project. You'd be surprised. Some projects that you see even on Netflix can be like 80-90% ADR because it has to be location sound was not clean.
Has to be done. Yeah, exactly.
And ADR, for people who don't know, is additional dialogue recording. So when you record on the location, say for example a character speaking and an airplane goes past or whatever, and the sound is not clean, the actor would then have to go into a recording studio to sync their words up to their mouth on screen. I've done that, and it's quite. I did it. I had to do it for Doctor Who, and it was. I mean, I know what you're going to say when I mention this, but it reminded me of if someone was doing a radio drama, because that character in Doctor Who, I was running and I had to be out of breath. So in the studio, I was running on the spot. and I was getting myself out of breath. It was the only way to match the voice to the screen.
I won't say anything.
Yeah.
Have you contacted them? Have you contacted them?
Not yet. I know.
It's not good enough.
I know.
It's not good enough, for crying out loud.
I know, mate. I know.
It's on a plate.
I know. Right. I know. I've been busy. I've been away and I've been busy.
Right. Okay. Somebody's asked, what is the Kickstarter for? Chris, you tell them.
So the Kickstarter is for...
Oh my God. Hang on a second. Whoa. Somebody just gave quite a bit there. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Go on.
Great. So the Kickstarter is for George's new film project. It's a sort of a science fiction fantasy project called From Here to There, about a boy who discovers or invents a teleportation device, and he wants to use that to teleport into the affections of a girl that he fancies.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, we are. We're almost 8K. Somebody just Stephen or
Clemence is in.
Yes, Clemence.
Good evening, Clemence.
Stefan or Stephen, should I say? Thank you so much. That's ridiculous. Wonderful.
That's great. Thank you for contributing. That's cool.
Clemence, have you given any euros or Français? I don't know.
George, Liverbird is asking, is there a trailer? Obviously, there's no trailer because it's not been shot.
No,
yet.
but go on to the From Here to There Kickstarter.
You've got your
video,
your pitch video, haven't you? Which is fantastic. Yeah. So
thank you.
You can access that on the Kickstarter page, right?
Yes. So just go onto the Kickstarter page and just press play.
Yeah.
Somebody said something really interesting. What films chiefly inspired From Here to There? I think Back to the Future is definitely in there. I mean, I'm very inspired by Spielberg and Abrams. I know that Abrams is gets a mixed reaction, but Abrams is kind of like, his visual style is in the same, league, I suppose, as Spielberg. Or they definitely have similar ideas. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also inspired by Richard Linklater a lot. I think that this film's visual style is somewhere in between Richard Linklater and Steven Spielberg, because I don't know, Richard Linklater is so much more looser, and I don't know, his films feel a lot more real and a lot more natural, and I like that. And if I could get that, I love Nolan. I do love Nolan, but it's a bit. I find his stuff a little bit too, not dark, but a little bit too intense. And I did not like Tenet really at all. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't get what the hell was going on in Tenet.
It went a little bit too far in terms of the concept. I think it was. It's nice to be challenged when watching a film, to be challenged by the narrative, and you work things out and you piece things together, and you ultimately feel satisfied after it because you sort of, piece it together in your mind. But Tenet was so far out there that I came out of I felt like someone had slapped me around the head with a slimy wet fish for 3 hours. I was that bemused and confused when I came out of the cinema. That I just couldn't work it out. And I was trying. I was going, so they went in that room and they went backwards, and then they did. And I think my brain started to overheat and shut down.
Yeah, but when you look at how Star Trek, Next Generation, and Voyager would have just handled a concept like that so effortlessly and easily in 45 minutes and made it digestible and workable, it just looks a bit self-indulgent. Andy Thompson says, I've read the script to From Here to There and feel the speech that he gives the girl about the demise of Dior could have been trimmed to 20 minutes. And I think you're wrong. I think that that speech about, and especially the speech about Silver Mountain Water and our Club de Nuit milestone, has to be in there. I think it just has to be in the film. It's got to be, the 20 grand is actually lawyer fees, battling Creed and Christian Dior. So there we go. Somebody wrote, quick question for Mr. Apprentice. You recommended Agar, said you didn't like recommending a clone, but you pushed Mont Blanc Explorer. What's the difference between them in your mind? I think that the Mont Blanc one has kind of more of a story, and it's more of a retaliation with Mont Blanc Individual, and so I'll let that slide. You know what I mean? I think that it's a bit of retaliation, really, of Creed had original Santal, which was kind of clone, very much a clone, really, of Individual, and I think there's a bit more of a history rather than Alexandria and Dua, who are just like, we clone all the time, we're crazy. You know, there is a difference. Yeah. There's quite a vast difference.
Mont Blanc and Creed are like, it's like shots fired, isn't it?
Shots fired, yeah.
Frag politics.
Yeah.
If only current events in the world would be as innocent as creating a fragrance that smells similar to somebody else's, rather than the current threats that we're worrying about right now.
Right. But, you know, I want to say something there, because I couldn't have picked a worse time to be asking for financial support for a short film. We've just had, you know, the coronavirus. We've got, you know, I saw this, somebody told me a joke, actually. Woman goes up to a bloke and says, "Oh, that smells really expensive. What is it?" He goes, "Petrol." Which it is.
Oh, he must have been wearing that then.
Yeah. No, it's because petrol's really expensive.
Yeah,
I
know.
Come on.
I know.
Come on, let's go. So anyway,
well,
this is the worst time.
I'm going to buy an electric car, I think.
This is the worst time for me to be asking for financial support, because that's happening. The cost of living is ridiculous. There's a third world war potentially on the brink. And I'm like, guys, could you give me some money for a short film? I know it's the worst thing, right? But this is the kind of film that we need right now, because it's actually good.
We need distractions. We need beautiful distractions, like From Here to There.
Yeah. Daniel, buddy, Daniel's just giving you some money there. That's lovely. That's lovely.
Cool.
But
thank you.
If you could also maybe potentially put $8.99 towards the film, because if you did that, then you would get to see the film the day that it comes out. Should I go through the rewards very quickly?
Yeah, we've got five minutes or so left. So
can we get to $8,000 in 5 minutes?
Go through the rewards and let us know when the Kickstarter ends.
So this is it. This is my final pitch. We've raised nearly £100 since this live stream started, so thank you. But if any of you is interested in putting towards something, even if it's £2 to £5, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Do you take check? I might do, especially if we've only got like when we get down to the nitty gritty of it. Right. Okay. So if you put £2, you literally get a thank you. You get a personal thank you email and a social media shout out. If you put £5 towards this film, let me just spam it again in the chat. If you put £5, you'll be able to see the film for free on Vimeo on the same day that it's premiered, and that's in November. For £10, you get the shooting script. You get the final script. The script that you can download now is not the final version of the script. It won't be the shooting script. It's the latest draft of the reading script, but it's not the actual shooting script. So you'll get a digital copy of the poster, and you'll get a file version of the film. This is the most popular one. If you put £35, are you trying to get the screen up? Is that what you're trying to do?
No. I just thought I'll just change the. I just wanted to see more of your room.
Oh, well, thank you. You'll get your name in the special thanks and credits section. That's the most popular reward. So there's 275 left of those. If you put £50 or more, you'll get a signed physical script. So we're all going to sign the script. me, the cast, all the crew, everybody who you employed. You know, you'll get a script and you'll literally have the pleasure of like literally seeing everybody that you employed and gave a job. That's crazy. And you also get the Zoom read through before the final Zoom read through that we do before shooting, and all the previous rewards. If you pledge £100, which has surprisingly been quite popular, you'll get a behind the scenes documentary of how we made the film, from the first storyboards all the way to shooting. You get a DVD style commentary with me and Alan. Got to do a Q&A with Alan soon. And finally, you'll get unpublished set photos. So we're going to get like a thank you, Dan. Thank you. Let me just see that. Yes, thank you, Dan. I really like literally £5. It's all so important. Even £5, you can't even like underestimate how much that helps. Please answer my question. I'm sorry, I don't know what the
he wanted to know best fragrance for the Philippines.
Edition Blanche or Eau Intense. I'd probably go Edition Blanche. I'd probably go Edition Blanche with that, buddy. Because the lemon in hot weather just works, and you're by the ocean.
Eau Intense? Which one is which?
Allure Eau Intense.
Oh, Allure on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Edition Blanche as well.
Yeah,
nice creamy citrus for being a bit more humid and warm, isn't it, over there? So there you go, Dan.
Is the cast and crew already selected? Most of them, but there are some people who we can't even approach unless we have the money. But all the cast is done. I'd say about 70% of the crew, because we've got Galleon Studios who's also co-producing it. Okay, so let's just keep going really quickly.
Yeah.
So £100, you also get rare set photos, as in we're going to get disposable cameras, take pictures of the set, send them out. They'll never be recreated. They'll be one of a kind. If you put £250, you'll get signed physical. You'll get 2 separate physical posters. One, the official version, and an alternative version made specifically for the person who donates that money. You'll also get associate producer credit. For £500, you'll get £500. You'll get the pre-production brochure, which is everything. Like, this is more for like people who love film, like who love film and want to know the process of how a film is made at this level. You'll get like all the storyboards, the production schedule, the shot list, script breakdown, budget, and you'll also get associate producer credit. There's also limited edition paintings from Patricia Gaggett. People might not be as interested, the people I'm speaking to now. And for £1,000, I'll drive you to the premiere. Executive producer film credit. You get to meet me and this guy. This guy right here.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be, I've got a major role in this film, guys. I wish. This is why George didn't tell me about it. He didn't.
This is why I didn't tell you. I wanted to let you down.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you down gracefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Physical NFTs. So,
guys, I mean, if you came to the premiere and you got to see the film, and we all went out for some drinks afterwards, I mean, that's going to be pretty cool. I think I'm looking forward to that. You need to get a little bar sorted out for the after premiere drinks, George.
I'm thinking voodoo rooms.
The premiere is going to be in Edinburgh, right?
But we don't. Right, it depends.
There's in Warrington.
There's two.
Right.
There's 2 potentials. One is Warrington and one is Edinburgh.
I mean, if I was going to choose, if you want any help in deciding, I'll go Edinburgh.
Okay. Warrington for sentimental reasons.
I know.
But,
yeah, I get that.
But sure.
Well, why don't we do both?
Dude, if somebody put down £1,000 right now.
Yeah.
Jesus. That would mean, I don't know.
halfway there.
We'd be nearly halfway there, which is wild. I don't know. I know that there's somebody out there. I know that there's somebody out there who $1,000 is not a lot of money, or if it is, it's actually worth it because you'll get to be part of the film, see the film, and meet us. Well, that must mean something to somebody. I don't know who. I don't know what deranged person. But no, seriously, that would be absolutely crazy. That would be amazing. Already now back onto 160 backers, but for $3,000, if one of you is crazy enough, you'll be in the film. And you'll be able to basically shadow me and Alan for those 2 days. You'll get to see how we make the film. You'll be on set. You'll get the full works and everything else that's on the. You'll get everything, obviously. I mean, at $3,000, for crying out loud, you better get everything. You know.
Yeah. Well, I cannot wait. I am super excited about this project. When do you hope to shoot it, George?
We want to shoot it in July, the first 2 weeks of July. Yep. But so that means like the final day is April 6th at 6:01 p.m. That's when this all comes to an end, comes to a crashing halt. And either we made it, and that's good because I still need May and June to properly organize everything because we want to do this properly. Or it doesn't happen. I mean,
if the Kickstarter does not reach its goal by the deadline, then
I wave goodbye to all the money.
Everyone gets the money back.
Everybody gets the money back.
And the project does not happen.
And the project doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a huge risk. It's nerve-wracking. I'm having some sleepless nights. But you got to take a chance. This is why Alan said, you know, me and Alan, we argued over 15 or 20. Which do you want? 15,000, 20,000. If it was 15,000, well, we would literally be over halfway to our goal.
Yeah.
But we decided to try and actually go for the $20,000 because that is actually what it would cost to make this film. To make it done right.
Yeah.
So to all of you, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody else. Thank you, David. Thanks to all of you. We're going to go in 2 minutes, so I'm going to put the link one last time. What you all have to understand is literally just like £2. A lot. I see a lot of people going, well, I can only give £2, and that's not going to make a difference. So I'll just sort of not do anything. So it'll be fine.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, just throw £2 down there, and you know you won't notice it's gone. But like George says, it massively.
I'll notice. Over 50 people will notice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like the biggest thing that the biggest reason why I'm doing the live streams and sort of like out here trying to do this is I have been that person who's looked at a Kickstarter and gone, well, it doesn't really need me. What can I really bring to the table? What's £1? What's £2 going to bring to the table? It's not making a big difference. It's going to make a huge difference. It's a difference that it's bizarre, but it all adds up. It all adds up. And a special shout out to Jeremy. Jeremy gave £100 today, so I was really, really grateful for that.
Good on him. Good lad.
Yeah.
Good lad, Jezza. Well done.
Yeah.
Great. Well, George, it's been lovely to chat and learn more about the project. And I have my fingers crossed that
thank you.
Come April time, the Kickstarter will have reached the goal and you will be able to make this film because I desperately want to see it. I do. I think it's going to be superb. And you, with a bit of money behind you and your creativity, I think the result will be something pretty magnificent. So best of luck with it, buddy.
Thank you.
And this video will stay up, so hopefully a few people might watch it after the fact. If you are watching this and it isn't live, then please support George and his project. It's incredibly hard. to get into the film industry, to get projects made. So Kickstarters are one of the best ways to do it. And if Jeremy Fragrance can do it, so can you. Okay. Yeah. I think, are you happy to wrap it up there, George? We've done an hour.
We've done an hour, and that's an hour of your time that I really appreciate. Thank you for doing this, buddy. Thanks for welcome.
Thanks to everyone who tuned in. It's been cool to see so much film chat as well. I thought everyone would be just talking about fragrances, but as the title of this video said, frags and films, and it has been a good balance of frags and films. So I think
it has been a great balance.
The objective. George, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for everybody tuning in. And we will both have new videos for you coming very soon. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Good night.